Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Since he came over North America, but let's see what it's going to be to answer. The Vex has hovered for a while, but the Lissandra is locked. Again, so much setup for this Zeri. TSM are putting TSM though. Solo's done a lot of work on Philip.
He has. Philip fighting back a tad, and Spica warded up in the tri-bush, looking for the flank here. Goes under the tower, knocks him up, stuns him down. First blood over to Solo.
But as they move over, it doesn't matter. FlyQuest aren't going to be able to do anything about it. Nice move from Spica, slipping in through the back.
Can do from that bot side to try to contest. Too many chokes if they were to try to follow through with it. So TSM sticking to it, grabbing the second dragon here. So the plates are accrued as well.
Yep, Instinct and Chime using the Yuumi ult to clear out the wave and take down the Rift Herald. But yep, those two turret plates acquired nonetheless for the Sivir. Still stacking here. They're gonna defend this. Jose's got no flash.
Going for it. Gets exhausted on the exit. Look at the burst fire from Instinct. He's on the chase down. Maple going through with the E to get the lock as well. Wild Growth is the answer. Flash forward from Instinct. They should be able to finish it off, but they end up losing their lives in the process to Kui. Charm all the way on the outskirts with Spica. He's got the 1v1 while it's the 2v2 here on the bot side to Kui. Able to make it back.
Without vision inside, and with the Rift Herald, FlyQuest easily pushed down. They get this mid-tower before the dragon fight. Looking for the pick.
Takui's going for it, gets rooted upon the entry. Spica into the backline. Takui, pop, pop, pop. We have the TP into the middle. Solo arrives. He's ready for it. Sets up the double kill for Instinct. 4 down on FlyQuest. Afro move.
That is devastating for FlyQuest. Not only is this going to be a very early Dragon Soul popping up on the map for TSM.
Early lead into map advantages.
All right, so for the side of FlyQuest, the believers, remember that the Sivir was your Horizon focus being done. This is actually a really big amount of burst on that Ahri. So again, the hope being alive there for FlyQuest in the form of picks, but right now,
double TP, one from each team going through because they saw Jose Deoro getting into a lot of problems, and despite the charms and everything to follow up, it's a Papa 1, it's a Papa 2. Sejuani's big and even bigger with a Lulu ultimate, but they still manage to slice and dice them. TS available to FlyQuest, but so difficult for them to actually manage to grab up. A different look from TSM this time around.
Yeah, and the next thing to look forward to is the arrival. What a statement. Opening game here in the lower bracket for TSM. They've been waiting for FlyQuest. They talked about it even during Super Week with the Baron buff. Easy pushing in on all 3 lanes here. Towers will drop easily.
It's what they're set up to do. Teleport's still there for Soul.
One secondary tower left to go on top side. Gonna be able to take that one. No problem there into the hands of Solo.
Still difficult to overcome. Lots of bounties on them, lots of full completed items, lots of meeting here in the jungle.
Careful!
FlyQuest sticking around, going in it with the Yuumi ult. You target Philip here, who gets so many resources drawn onto them, which means Jose Deoro is left in his lonesome on the opposite side, flashing away from the fight, getting a stun up onto Philip. He goes under the turret. Spica eventually finishes off Jose in a way that he can't continue the impact. Maple out of stasis, gets blasted down. Johnson, he's got that power now, but it gets stopped by Instinct. Philip, nice and healthy once again, but it feels like FlyQuest are getting corralled through. Even with the tanking of the shots onto Spica, he's not afraid of the tower. They want to finish off FlyQuest, and they manage to push them back enough. They take down the inhibitor turret, they take down an inhibitor now, and have their way across this base.
Oh my goodness, yeah, TSM gonna run it in. That's gonna be game number 1. Maple does go down, but it is future. But that's not the case this game. Then you get the Zeri chase down, stacking up the ult all the way into base.
There's just such a clunkiness. Oh no, and right back into the action as soon as we come back. You see Philip surrounded by all of that red of TSM, and you know that he's not long for this world. Takui on the opposite side.
Your opponents, just how far ahead you are and how hard you smash them. So they'll take the Baron. Elder Dragon is actually coming up as well.
Keep on going, and it looks like they want to slam an end to it. Take down that third inhibitor. Welcome in double the supers. FlyQuest starting to continuously get corralled, and you have to worry about what Instinct can do and that damage output when set up by the rest. They do get a knock-up onto Solo, who hops right on out. Vi into the backline again. Root and into stasis to Kui goes. So he can back off with the rest of the team. And nobody killed just yet, but just look at the pressure and look at the waves coming through. TSM, they have no reason to back off of this. Again, in they go, slamming away from Solo with the ultimate. Get a resurrect here from the GA. Answered with another stopwatch here from Jose. And even with the TPs coming in the end, this is an exposed Nexus for TSM. They see the end of the game in their sights, and they take the first game of the series.
TSM method get kills, then they are going to fall behind. They are going to lose out again. Maple to look for their follow-up play. Top lane is still going well again for TSM. Solo up here on the Gnar. This Mega Gnar is the only way it could actually turn back around against them. He does have flash.
Yep.
Into the wall. Okay.
Slamming on to a moment, but
oh, the
TSM,
patience.
Yeah, maybe trying to figure out exactly where the enemy jungler is. Cataclysm directly onto Philip's head. Answer with a Hex Tech ultimatum. Can he get enough hits onto Spica? But it isn't. That's first blood for TSM. 2 games in a row.
Beautiful patience there from Spica. He gets it, but can he live? He's got no mana.
The pillar to knock back. Spica can't go anywhere. They answer with a kill.
FlyQuest will get the return kill, and they're going to get the Herald.
Well, that was one way to make sure you turn that first blood into an advantage for yourself, taking now their second major objective in this first Rift. Heralds. Solo somewhat targeted. A wave coming through. Frozen domain slammed down. Solo knows that he's in a dangerous spot. Can't do nothing about it. The FlyQuest pick up 2.
FlyQuest turning down on FlyQuest. It's all about, though, 4 stacks on this Darksteel. Takui bringing Jose over and looking for the dive. Now, Maple can self-ult, so...
Oh, yeah. See if he ends up going for it or if he just wants to reserve his resources. Right now, still hovering. Multiple on the top side, which means Johnson is vulnerable. Targeted again, rooted by Yuumi. One more slash does it from Spica. They clear out.
Johnson has no such ultimate. Just the very last little edge of that Yuumi ult, clipping him, too, after the spell shield. So he backs off. Solo avoids the disaster there of the Nautilus ult coming in. And now TSM...
That gives TSM the read. They're here first, going to try to get this lock onto Johnson. The ult is good, and the exhaust here to follow. Solo teleporting in. It came up recently. Instinct with the kill onto Johnson. FlyQuest, Philip having to flash away. Takui's coming from the outskirts, looking for an additional angle, and then Maple popping his ultimate as well. Even in the center of the Hex Tech ultimatum, it's not enough right now. There's still one down for FlyQuest. TSM going for a Spica, still alive. He's got the cat on his back for a little bit of additional healing so he can stay.
Back and alive, another dragon fight.
The trust building within the members of TSM paying off, and it'll be tested once again in this fight here. FlyQuest looking for the angle. Solo, the first one onto that hook, and gets immediately popped. Now Spica, the subject of the Hex Tech ultimatum. Some damage being dished out by Instinct, but Philip gets the kill credit. FlyQuest continue on the pursuit. Instinct is the biggest threat that TSM has. Can't quite connect with the charm, but FlyQuest still had a lot that they were able to pull from that. They create the distance to be...
It's actually about 50-50 now as far as the rewards, since you do get 200 more gold just on killing it. I don't know how many times I've said that since that patch came out, but it's such a big change worth hammering home. That
a high-value camp. You still get something.
It changed so much, yeah.
Up right here at the top, though. Solo, the subject of some violence again. FlyQuest slaying him with the Jose Deodo and Philip combo.
FlyQuest laying the beat down on Solo here. They've decided this Gnar is very, very killable. And they get him again. Nice pick off there is going to lead to some split pushing. TSM, they push on top side. They get that top turret. But FlyQuest pushing back as well.
And around the mid lane, so imperative for them. Instinct trying to free fire Spica into the back. Cataclysm flashes out of his own Cataclysm as the double teleports come through for FlyQuest. The burn down onto Instinct. Chime very vulnerable at the slice for the double kill for Johnson. And FlyQuest, they are feeling much more informed.
Is Maple gonna find him? He's recalling here. Maple creeping around. Not gonna find him. Too much distance there. Maple does not get the flank off. Again, it's just the kill is too quick here. FlyQuest deleting Instinct and Chime.
I know where he's coming from. Maple going in, gets the W lockdown, the follow-up again, the charm and the burst to Kui. He is starting moments time, cannot quite connect with these dredge.
There's no Ahri ult, so there is a chance for TSM. Dragon
circling into the pit. Yeah, Dragon, it's already being chunked down, and Spica's in the vicinity. Philip targeting Solo again. Maple in the center of it all. He's healing up in the ultimate. He hits that watch. Jose Deodo, he's circling over onto the Dragon. Dio gets it. All right, it's the Trundle putting in that work, and they burn the rest of TSM down. All in the meantime, House of the Dragon.
Series right back and forth.
You can see how those adaptations in draft have paid off for FlyQuest with the tools at their
disposal. Operate this one without having the Tukui ulti, and so when Philip goes in there, they got the combo and they forced the mini-Gnar out. Maple is isolated, he can buy time, but there's no... You love to see, too, when you just run back a pick. You know, it was the biggest loss of game number 1. Let's take another look at this attempt.
Oh, Jose Deodo knocked up over the wall. The Zeri damage is pretty good. Solo, though. Oh, look at the burst. Look at the follow-up. Look at FlyQuest with the purple in tow. They're able to get it all. They're able to get the ace here for FlyQuest. Feeling good about it in this game.
Yes, they are. FlyQuest answer back emphatically. Aphromoo leading the charge on the Nautilus, but Tukui making the difference.
A shorter game than the first, a similar fashion, but falling to the FlyQuest side to tie up the series.
So, TSM are looking for snowballing here. Meanwhile, Delisandra...
As possible as we're witnessing in this time.
Yep, that early roam, again, unlock the bottom lane. Chime gets the roam out on top side. They push out, and so the pressure that you get from having a Draven lane leaks into the rest of the map. Out here, roams up through mid. Now they're going to find him on the blue buff. The invade from FlyQuest.
Spica just wants the buff for himself. Flashes over the wall, answered by Jose Deodo. Blast Cone gets Tukui over it, but it's first blood here in the hands of Jose Deodo on the enemy jungle. Says, I don't want any of this trouble with Chime. It's something that FlyQuest are continuously aware of whenever he's not showing on the map, and right now 2v2 of a different kind. Exhaust onto Spica. Chime taking up most of the damage, tries to get the stun up with the E, but now he's on the retreat. The rest of the mid lane has come to party. Chime goes down to Tukui, and Maple also down low, flashing forward from Tactical, see if he can finish this off. Jose Deodo about to go down, but Tukui with a double kill thus far. Johnson keeping his eyes on Maple, gets him through with a bit of the Q, and Tactical, he makes his way towards the lane. Up the first Dragon. Jose Deodo, the plays he has been attempting to make across have been fruitful thus far, but TSM, they have his bot lane in their sights. They get the stun, but Johnson shields it, end up getting the pick onto Aphromoo, protects the AD carry, but gives his own life.
Yeah, he's actually the sacrifice. Aphromoo just jumped off, allowing Tukui to get some early kills, but they return to the focus on the game plan here. Win conditions, play off that early snowball.
Oh, Jose Deodo, he's going in the back line, though. Exhaust onto Tactical. Can they fire enough back? Johnson sure does to take down that Draven. Flash away from Spica, back into the river he goes. And in pursuit, Johnson misses with the Q, but he does get the auto. Double kill for Sivir, but it's gonna keep on going. Maple, he is around, does have ultimate, but that's that. Take out the vision.
FlyQuest being only 600 gold down is pretty good for them, considering they also got the early Dragon, and they're the team that scales a lot more, but TSM still pushing ahead.
They start up the Dragon themselves to try and prevent the stacking, but FlyQuest is here, Blast comes in all to get within the vicinity and pulled out of the pit. Chime looking for those aggressive angles. Johnson has to take the long way around to rejoin the team safely. Jose Deodo going back into it. They don't quite have all of the ultimates, but they do take down Spica. Enemy jungler down around the objective is a decent place to be, but in the end, FlyQuest, they've got the numbers, they poke them off and they take the Drake.
Huge stuff for FlyQuest. They're not done yet either. Jose wants more.
They know that Tactical's a big threat and they want to take him down. The ultimate finally back up here from Yuumi, and the follow-up from Jose Deodo. Johnson kill onto Draven again, and it's just Maple here standing. A low bar is something that he sets his target on and manages to finish with the bird. His early kill went over to Tactical. Since then, FlyQuest, Jose Deodo denying him. How scared should TSM be? When you talked about it, wait, let's go ahead and pause on that, because again, Tactical, the subject of this aggression. Johnson getting another kill into his pocket because the combo of Jose Deodo and Aphromoo right now is too strong. So still leaning into that point.
With the cat.
Just waiting. Cats are pretty patient. Right over the wall, gets a knock-up, gets a couple flashes out of it too, and even then, he still got the Yumi throwing out the ultimate for that lockdown upon them. TSM are here with the teleport coming in from the FlyQuest side. Solo hopping towards Maple, but guess what? You have got a Johnson on the other side too. Tactical flash followed up by a flash from Philip. Maple's making his way down. He can't get there in time, so TSM, the remaining members, have to retreat, and this turret, now within the crosshairs of FlyQuest, goes on.
And that has been the recipe for success in this series. So here it is, a look at the second one. They've got the sweeper. So as soon as the sweeper goes off, Jose knows.
Side, over 3K in their gold now.
It's actually funny. Never mind. We'll see about this team fight.
Well, see what ends up happening. Tactical, the subject of Johnson, but most of the action directly over here in the Riverside. Takui burns so low. Jose De Oro trying to knock him up and eventually finishes this onto Draven. Solo too low as well and in mini form. Can't take them all up, so it leaves another target for Johnson to get. He gets the double. Pulled out of your positioning here. So FlyQuest making sure to join Philip over on the top side, dueling it out with Solo. See if TSM try to turn any of it.
They want it. Speaker ult.
Going for the gap closer. Teleports on the opposite side as well. Quite the burn down on Phil, but he's got the counter-strike to keep himself up. The Yumi ultimate doesn't connect with everyone that they need to, so FlyQuest do retreat for the most part, but Jose De Oro Cyclone into the back. Chime over the wall with the Z. Philip still low, and now targeted by Maple, who goes way on downtown. Solo picking up the kill on a Philip. Whirling death, slicing through some, but doesn't quite pick up. There's still the one-for-one trade until this moment. Maple going down, that's a lot of your firepower, and so many low bars here with Spica effectively pushed out of the fight. FlyQuest feeling good about the 2 picks that they got.
Yeah, they are. They're feeling real good about it. This game is all... We need vision for him. Somebody get some vision for Spica.
So Chime is trying to do.
He's got 400 health in a dream.
He wants to keep so close, and as soon as he does, Takui is here for the answer. Denied. Take this dragon. They can take this soul. TSM not really in a position. Yeah, there's still technically some tools that you could use if you felt inclined.
The gods are not on their side for this game.
Not quite. But there you have it, FlyQuest with the House of the Dragon Soul, a Cloud1 at that, and the fight begins. They find this pick onto Johnson that they're looking for, but the rest of the team comes on through. Jose De Oro making sure to set it up. Look at it, FlyQuest, Dawn in the purple, pushing it down this bot lane. TSM, not much left to make their stand on. Maple, still targeted, slices through on the retreat here, but FlyQuest, they see that effort and they smash it down.
They aren't done yet either. Jose's out of mana, but he doesn't care. Still can auto-attack this thing down. They're going to push inside the base. Only Solo remains for TSM. Chime now reviving, trying to give him some support. Tactical 5 seconds away on the Draven, but FlyQuest are already inside the base.
If the small wave remaining on the bot side is enough for FlyQuest to push this through. Philip holding his own against Solo over towards mid. And there's, with the help of Aframu, never left alone anytime he runs into a member of TSM.
And he deserves all of the credit because he went for that early invade on Spica, got his mid lane ahead as well, and the only single kill in the whole game he missed out on was the Lissandra finding the Vi over the back of the Baron pit because he was on Baron, getting the objective for the team.
Yeah, and right now, you take out Solo over 30 seconds before he can come back. Numbers advantage created for FlyQuest should they need it. They take down the turret. They've got the inhibitor. TSM, it's time for you to make your last stand. Takui is in it, gets slammed up, goes into stasis, but into the back. You get that knockup that Jose De Oro has been able to execute time and time again. Heal coming through from Takui as he goes into that ultimate. Clean up across the board with a Bud Light ace here for FlyQuest. They're looking to close this game and pull into a lead for this series. 2-1, FlyQuest out on top, feeling good about it.
Should be okay. Still take bottom lane and mid lane both shoved out, roamed over first. That's what it's all about. You apply bottom lane pressure as a jungle first, then you can get your objectives as your reward afterwards. He's coming back again. Remember, there's no flash on Sivir.
Can they get the follow-up play? The flash into the Zenith Blade. Chime going and battle dancing on the tactical, but the pillar is great separation. Jose De Oro with another smack, first blood into the face of Afro move.
Ordered here for FlyQuest.
A lot of these waves have been ushered by FlyQuest and pushed forward, which makes it difficult for TSM to find those dives.
They've got the bottom lane roam here for TSM, though. They've got 5 people topside.
Oh yeah, Solo, subject of the Hextech ultimatum, hops and flashes away, but the hook shot to go and follow up. Now it's just Spica, it's just Tactical. They want to go for more. Chime over the wall and tries to get the knockup, but Aphromoo hits that watch, about to go down if he's not too careful, but it's Chime that finds himself in too dangerous a position. Philip all the way into the back. He's going for it, hooking on the wall, pulling himself off. He does get one before he falls. That's exactly what he was looking for. FlyQuest out on top in the number of kills.
And look at that picture in picture. This is all without their AD carry. Aphelios left alone will get the whole tower again. White gun on turret. Goodbye, turret. TSM get out. They get the stun combo onto Chime. Philip says, great, I'm going to go in for one of these. His Q came back up just in time to get the 1-for-1.
Oh, but speaking of Philip, he is now subject of the eyes of Spica. Hextech ultimatum in response, so
Good
gives
pick.
up the ultimate here. Pick
Burn that thing down. Don't think there's going to be any sort of a steal there. So TSM will get the gold of top tower. They keep up their presence on the top side of the map with their vision coverage here over this whole quadrant. Tactical will get solo gold on this turret. Tactical, of course, like we said, he is just too mobile on the Aphelios. The dive for TSM, they need kind of 2 parts. Force the summoners first and then repeat it on those low mobility carries. There's the Leona ult steal.
He's grabbing it. He's got the solar flare if he wants to try and follow up, and that's exactly where it is. Gets the stun onto Jose de Oro. You take away the jungler ahead of this Rift Herald.
Some extra money. The dream is alive. TSM restart on this Rift Herald. They're looking for pick number 2.
Yeah, Maple's in the bush. He's going for it. Aphromoo, the subject of some damage. A flash away from Takoi, and Aphromoo almost burned all the way down, but they turn it onto Maple, but he goes into stasis. The Moonlight Vigil hits onto Tactical. Johnson, good damage coming out of him. Spica eliminated. Double kill here for Aphelios. FlyQuest throwing back what was a setup from TSM.
Oh, Johnson, happy birthday on your 200 years, my friend. My goodness. Takui now under attack from Solo. One more. One more auto.
Flip back. No, the boomerang doesn't hit.
The top laner live splitting on the other side of the map. But it is going to be FlyQuest activating that Rift Herald and pushing through. They want more than just kills.
They've got it. It's slamming in. The response of the charm. Good charm from Chime to go for this. They take down 2. They take down 3. Takui and the rest are gone.
FlyQuest got too comfortable with their lead. Summoner spells. That was our warning, Latigris. Johnson, since he used them offensively last time around, they were sitting.
So much, yep, evening up the turret score. And in a lot of these games, it's been early stacking. That's been the result. And now they try and stack into another fight. Chime just wants to create the distance to make sure that Jose de Oro couldn't get in there to try to steal. That's exactly what he did. Now Philip going into the backline, gets a good chunk onto Tactical, but the response from the rest of TSM is too good. Not enough follow-up from FlyQuest. TSM building momentum.
Gold into Orianna.
Oh. So Maple grabs the Leona
Our
ult.
defense is arriving for FlyQuest to support Philip, but the tower is already gone. The map is open.
Oh, and they're going for it. Double teleports coming in. Jose de Oro goes down, though. There's too much distance between he and the rest of the team upon them joining, so TSM get the pick.
This is
Another
huge!
up here. Chime is here as well. Philip burned on down.
Maple!
Another ult thrown out as the last attempt, but Maple putting in effect. A nice throw into the wall. The multi-stun coming through for TSM. They get themselves the bot lane ace quadra for Maple.
TSM wipe them off the map. They say we don't even need Tactical at the fight, much less with an Infinity Edge. They all do it themselves. TSM just 4v5 wiped FlyQuest off the map with a clean ace.
The wall slam from Solo, the play from Maple to follow up.
Oh my God, and that was lead. Baron control set up for themselves. And more importantly, they've got all of the engage to turn off of Baron. When you've got Gnar, Wukong, Silas, and, oh, never mind, Tactical.
Oh, Tactical, a little bit of trouble. Chime is now by his side. Speak over the wall, and they punish the aggression of Philip. Was looking for that pick onto the ADC, but the rest...
Ultimate, as well as Maple's ultimate here for the Silas. Chime is ready to go, though. They reset. They come back to the site here, back to the Baron.
FlyQuest are so worried about TSM getting onto that Baron, so they keep pushing on through, which is why Jose de Oro positioned a little too far up. TSM, they can punish it. That's the patience that they were executing. They just send everybody off to the lanes to try and get some sort of reset, but it is so difficult for them at this point in the game.
Massive stuff from dunking down this inhibitor. Chime doing work with the feathers. TSM working away, wearing away at the FlyQuest defenses.
Officially taking and stacking ever since that third Drake, now about to create it to their own advantage. That stacking is so much of the pace that has been built to make a stand here. There was some time spent by Takuya to push off that bot side, but because of the way that TSM are moving across the map with this buff, there's not much that you can do to try to create plays elsewhere except buy that time.
And you can tell TSM is just rewarded for playing like they have the feeling of there's nothing to lose. They're going all in. The team fight towards mid lane, they're going to have to review from the side of FlyQuest. That's where it all fell apart. Spica, though, looking for a pick on a Philip, and he gets it.
Ends up getting his gap closer away. Aframu, Zenith Blade into the back. The ultimatum is set on Spica right now. Teleport coming in from TSM. Jose Deodo has to flash away. Philip into the back line again, but he has to flash away now too. Aframu goes in for a second time, but the responsive solo player is here, and Aframu falls. Is the trade of the jungler for the support.
Kill Silas.
Lying in wait, but the rest of the team is ready here to collapse. Philip again facing off against Maple. The route into the back onto Aframu, but now Philip just has to get out of this. Maple, though very dangerous, has enough sustain, ends up getting the send of the solar flare into stasis. He goes, but eventually falls. So the patience for Maple to try to... And for FlyQuest, that inhibitor coming back up mid, it was so important for them to not have that looming threat of those supers down mid before they get any of these fights around the objectives, working to clear those off. And now it begins. Charm on the outskirts and a knock up onto Aframu. They take down FlyQuest support. The Guardian is but Johnson is so strong. Can he throw it back? Chime hits the stopwatch. Chikui has to flash away. Philip now the subject of tactical and Chime's reign, so he should be able to get picked up. TSM managing to throw this back onto FlyQuest. It was looking for a moment like Johnson could try to push it back. But TSM, they stand strong in the fight. They have the fire in their eyes. They know the pressure of this series. And with only Takui up and alive, unless Maple has something to say about it, it has TSM written all over it in game number 4. We are going to a game number 5, Kobe.
TSM hold strong. They come back in this game. Here's the other half of that duo.
It's been a bit of time since we've seen TK create as much distance between that bottom lane and themselves as possible.
I like the good communication on FlyQuest, though. That plan was in place since Champion Select. Spica just did Wolves down to red quadrant clear. Here's that Vi Ahri combination. Does get some damage, but no summoner spell, so no benefit really gained.
Was it there for the counter?
They're going for the long chase, though.
Over on the opposite side of the map. Maple tick, tick, on down. First blood for Jose Deodo and FlyQuest. They've got Spica in their sights as well. The multi-man advantage.
Up the bottom lane. They're moving over. Bottom lane runs all the way up, so TSM, they get off of it.
And they're starting it with the Ornhorn right now. Johnson knocked up on the back end, but Aframu, the first one, hit and blasted down. It's fairly early, or not quite yet. So TSM, they continue with that. They get the ult and the charm and more onto Johnson. Elimination of the bot lane, slicing that gold needed.
Oh, they are split. Look at this. FlyQuest 2 and 2 here. Split on the fight. It's 4v4.
Vi's channeling up and over the wall. They'll get the knock up and more in the charm to follow on Jose Deodo, who even tried to flash to survive. He saw the bot lane coming, but couldn't put himself into their warm embrace. Instead, falls into his own grave. TSM on the dragon for now. A little bit of poke from Johnson over the wall.
There on Poppy, on Tactical, because Tactical hit the eyeball for the Herald and got the kill on it, but wasn't able to then pick up the eyeball because Poppy tackled him away from it and he had to escape over the wall. So 300 gold acquire, but no extra Herald, no pushing power. And in the end, Dragon picked up on the other side.
Oh, Philip alone. Tower about to go down, and that was his goal ultimately. So collapsed upon by TSM. They claim this kill. Another hit will do it. Tactical with the kill credit. But they take down 2 turrets in favor of FlyQuest.
Here, TSM going to answer it right back as Jose comes through, and the gold lead whittles down to barely over. Is more efficient.
Says he wants his own.
8. Azir very close to this death cap. Once they get that completed onto Kui, they'll have so much DPS for these fights. Can actually get through the Ornn, and they get the sneak attack.
Oh, into the back by going for Takoi. There is a teleport coming through from Philip, but there's already been a live loss for TSM.
Oh, ejected!
So the two chunked away from Poppy here. Maple flashes over.
Whoa.
The response from Aphromoo. He was trying to get that Q hit, but couldn't. But Tactical, a little push to the wayside, but nothing yet for FlyQuest to be able to fully follow up on Maples. Looking for an angle here on the Ahri. Does have the ultimate, does have more Call of the Forge God, seeing what they can get the knockup on. Spica, though, effectively brought out of the fight. Again, some stuns here into the backline, and Chime, he wants to go with the battle dance, but Takoi, see, he's so strong. He got that spike before, and he's going for more. Solo also backed off.
There's no hope at a jungle steal, but maybe they could pull out some miracles. Maple fishing around. He's got a Banshee's Veil. He's actually flanked upon by Jose.
Oh, they're ready to turn if needed. Philip takes the brunt of that. A charm onto Jose de Oro, ends his life, but they get the Baron in the meantime. They will gladly sacrifice through and through, but you can see the collapse upon Philip. Kind of that rotation caught out in TSM. They don't want to allow the teams to rejoin with one another. There's no reason to dive past the line of intent, so they can take this tier 2 down. Chime looking for the angle, though. They have the intel on side of FlyQuest, and they threw down with a Call of the Forge God. A lot of damage right at the top. A charm onto Jose de Oro. The majority of TSM have been grouped up, though, because you do have those gap closers. And they do a big hammer that only hits so hard for Ornn. He's a pretty brutish-looking dude, but eventually gets it on down. So FlyQuest, they have that knowledge, though, and because of that tier 2 going down, it gives Solo that agency to rejoin the rest of the team. Aatrox was pulled towards that side. So now, preemptively, Jose de Oro, he doesn't want to get collapsed upon, and Solo is here to do just that. Teleport coming in for FlyQuest side. The ultimate directly onto Chime, who has to go into stasis after getting on the battle dance and the rest of the team, but he have 2 casts from it, so he can create even more distance. Members of FlyQuest, and one of them was Johnson. He even got exhausted before he goes down. The collapse onto Aphromoo. Tactical way into the back. Should be able to slide on through. Featherstorm drop down. Doesn't even have to recall it just yet. Kills him all on his own. 3 taken down.
Aphromoo tries to chase with the Abyssal Voyage, and it is Solo with the big Ornn knockup. He finds
bounties galore. Yep. That goal lead in past games having exploded at the point past 30 minutes. Route onto Jose de Oro, because some members of TSM in the Riverside, some of Riverside, and Johnson, he is alone in the lane, has to flash under the Azir turret. Now the rest of FlyQuest have come on through. A slight slow onto Chime. Quite a bit of damage from the Jinx on the output of those autos, but still, you have them.
Wrap around, they got what they came for. The cooldown that won't be up for this Dragon Soul fight.
Oh, here we go. Solo, Call of the Forge God, doesn't end up hitting the follow-up here. A lot of tempered movement on both sides. FlyQuest, oh, but look at the burst down. They lock him down. They get that pick onto Aphromoo. That's the go button for TSM. A knockup to follow up. They take down Takui. TSM are rolling over this fight. Philip with World Ender in the center of them all, but the dishback is actually pretty good. Tactical has to be careful. Jose de Oro also on the outskirts. Philip hitting that stopwatch, going in stasis. Johnson, he's pulling in the autos into Solo, but he flashes over the wall. Spica, the next one to potentially fall, but they put the kill onto Johnson. So much of that damage is out of it. 3 for 1 so far in TSM's favor. My goodness, so much to lead up to that fight. And the sole point, that is it. Soul now being able to achieve for TSM.
Ulted now turning their sights towards this Baron. FlyQuest have respawned though. Takui's got an unleashed teleport. The Azir can arrive too. TSM, this is so dangerous. Spica's so low.
He is. Takui's here. Ornhorn again. Can Solo get the knockup? Spica's on the outside of the pit. Can it go for it? But Solo and the rest of the team, they're zoning them off so much. FlyQuest can't get in it. One of them gets charmed. Philip on the outskirts again. Aphromoo is still so high and blasted on down. Jose de Oro eliminated. 2 down. The efforts to fight away from Takui, but TSM.
Now the final push.
TSM ever since the fight around 30 able to push through.
TSM have crawled back in this one despite the early lead from FlyQuest. 5,000 the gold lead, and
commit and when not to, and right now it's that steady pushing of their advantage.
Maple getting the bottom lane, pushing, prepping it for the rest of the team as they take the middle inhibitor. Still plenty of time left here with the power. The Ornn ult comes through.
Going for it.
Jose?
Targeted towards the bot lane, and the charm onto Jose, but he's able to disengage from it. All the while, though, TSM, again, okay.
This Xayah, who's been flashing forward into melee range of Aatrox to kill him off, also has the Cloud Dragon extra move speed to kite with.
You saw that channeling coming through from Spica, and the answer is good. Knocking over the wall, Jose Deodo marked down low. Chime out of stasis, and the Poppy ultimate onto Solo again. And Chime, he's the subject of Takui right now, but the rest of the team is here to follow up. Maple on the outskirts flashes after hitting his own Zonias here. And Aphromoo spitting out Johnson. Can he do enough? No. TSM, they answer it back onto FlyQuest. They kill every single one of the green side of this team. TSM clip the wings of FlyQuest, overcoming the first hurdle of their lower bracket run.
Wow, box diff